I am Bobby Dave, CEO and founder of Coder Foundry, the world's toughest bootcamp. Hey, Kevin, it's a great day here in the tech capital world of Kernersville, North Carolina.
It is indeed. It is indeed. I feel like, you know what? I feel like we should have one of those old school intros where it's like, it's noon on Tuesday. You know what time that is?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I'll work on one of those.
Yeah, so we can just thank you for guys coming in, watching us. Appreciate all the love that you guys given us. And
Definitely.
we got some big stuff today. So like right off the bat, we're going to give something away, we think. We're gonna try, so we're gonna try to do.
Well, we hit 80,000. So
80,000 subs. So that's kind of cool.
It's definitely cool. I think that's definitely cool. Very, very few YouTube channels get that many people following them. So thank you to every single one of you that subscribes to us. And if you don't subscribe, please do. But I'm sure you guys will do. I'm sure you guys will do.
Yeah.
If you don't, that little button down there.
Hit the smash it. Smash the sub button.
Well, hope was a great deal. Yeah, we love coming here every Tuesday and Thursday and hanging out and answering questions, and that's kind of what we do. It's become our weekly norm now, isn't it?
Yeah, some other big news is I'm hiring some expanding the consulting company on my side of the Cortex company. So I'm looking for several .NET developers. So look out for us in Discord. I think it's been posted.
Yeah, I posted in Discord just before this.
Yeah, official job link will go out here sometime this afternoon as soon as the people get it ready. But yeah, we're looking for several .NET developers, so it'd be kind of cool to work in North Carolina here, potentially in Winston-Salem, which is a city right outside Kernersville. So I'm excited about that.
Which is awesome. So if you want to work for Bobby Cortex, with a little bit of experience,
we're looking.
He's looking.
Looking for .NET devs, MVC, believe it, MVC, .NET, MVC, Web API, C#. Working on a Fortune 100 company site, so it's kind of cool.
There you go. Pays pretty good.
Pretty big. Pays pretty good.
Pays pretty good. So, it's posted in there.
Exactly.
It's well into six figures. So
Yeah. So just check it out.
Yeah, it's posted in the jobs posting channel on Discord. So if you guys
unfortunately, it's not full remote, so you got to live in North Carolina and Winston at this point. But that's just the way that works. It also can potentially be had in Pennsylvania as well. So either way, North Carolina or Pennsylvania works.
Yep. There's no permission to view. You should have permission to view it, but not permission to post it.
Yeah, you can view it, but
let me make sure why we're here.
Okay, well, look at it, man. Look at Discord. Do some Discord troubleshooting.
Yeah. Let's see. The channel permissions. Yeah, everybody should be able to view the channel. I'll just reset it to view it. Yeah. Okay. So if it wasn't there before, it should be now. You should be able to see it on the job board.
Hope that helps, Jeff. If not, we'll troubleshoot it.
Yeah, if you want to check again, Jeff, let me know if that does work or not. That'd be great.
And you can add Kevin Doyle, and we can get the information to you if you need, if you're interested.
Yeah. Ruka says the same thing. You should be able to now, I think. Which is weird because it's been there before, and everybody's been able to view it before. I'll fix that after this if it's not working right now. So but you'll you should be able to see it there. It's probably just it's a permissions thing on Discord.
Rich wants to know what the hacker rank score is that you need.
So what is it? What we
don't use hacker rank here. I'm going to use traditional interview techniques. So you interview with me, and then we'll talk more about it. But basically, I'll interview, see kind of what you're doing in .NET, ask you some questions about .NET.
Okay, so give me the inside scoop. Like, what's the one thing you're looking for? What's the number one thing for this kind of position?
So I think I'm looking for people that have that can describe the projects they've worked on, and then they've worked on larger implementations of a website. But they are going to have to know .NET and C# coming in the door. So just so you know, I can't push you through to the client if you just know Java or something like that. So this will be a .NET role. They're very demanding in that regard, but it's a Fortune 500 or 100. I don't know if they're in the 100, but it's definitely a Fortune 500 company. That's our client. So it's pretty big.
Cool. I like it.
So excited about it.
So yeah, when that does work, if you can't get in there right now, which it should, maybe it needs to refresh or something, not sure. But I'll figure it out afterwards if it's not. So yeah, I'll jump with some of you guys.
You also can DM me on Twitter, and I can give you some information if you slide in my DMs, and if you're interested. I'll need at least a resume. Be great.
Cool.
So,
okay.
Good.
So that aside, what else we're talking about today? We are going to do Q&A as normal, by the way.
So go ahead and put a question in there. Hit us up with the super chat if you need something right away. But let's talk about if you had one. So
Ram knows what's up.
Yeah.
We talk about all these techniques here so often. Like if you don't show up with the goods, it's
I still haven't seen one yet. No one's ever showed me one during an interview. So that's why I know it works.
You want that one day, right? You just one day just show up with that, and it's like, we'll be good to go.
This is a mid to senior job, so it's they're going to go 5 to 10 years of experience in .NET, proven experience, and things like that. So it's not entry level. So, but for this particular role, so that's what we'll be looking for. That's the other thing. But yeah, it's a good job. I mean, lots of guys work here, and they've been here for years. So, it's a full-time W-2 job with insurance and 401k and all that stuff.
All the good stuff.
Right. Slinging code all day long.
Dwight transitioned from the military, got accepted in the Microsoft program. That's awesome.
Okay, cool. He's in the elite program, I assume?
Yeah, I was going to say, which programs? Right? Because we know there's a bunch there. We've had people go there through the programs and have been very successful and have accepted jobs at Microsoft after their specifically the LEAP program is the one that we're familiar with.
Nice, Dwight.
So that's very cool. Congratulations. That's good stuff.
I know the one you're going to show.
Ridge Raider's great tip. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure your portfolio works. Yeah, it can hurt you if it doesn't.
Yeah. And no.
Yeah, sort of. No, I don't think we can NFT that. I don't think we can NFT that, can we?
I don't know. I think we can. I think we can. I think you own it.
Let's do it. We're an NFT. What do you think? Let's mint it today.
I mean, sure.
We're minting the NFT Spider-Man. We'll just figure out how to do it. I've never done it, but I'm sure it's easy. So,
maybe.
We got to find the actual images in the book.
We do. We do. I think we have the original one somewhere. I don't know. I probably have it on the machine somewhere, or you do too. Actually, you must have it somewhere because you submitted those. Thanks, BK. Appreciate it.
We'll find it.
Thank you.
The NFT.
The NFT Spider-Man. So if you don't know what we're talking about, the NFT Spider-Man, there's a page in the book, 96, 98, something like that, where there's a picture of a Spider-Man detailing how to draw, what a good version of Spider-Man should look like versus...
Yeah.
It's just what a not-so-great version of Spider-Man would look like. Let's just call it that. So,
and we had an intercompany contest and inside there that when we drew I went around the office when I was writing the book and I said, hey, draw me Spider-Man, and everyone looked like, what are you talking about? Just draw me Spider-Man.
You're at work.
So I didn't want to give
draw Spider-Man.
Just do it. Just take some moments, get a Sharpie out, and and this is the one that won the employee contest.
Specifically, one of them, I'll call her out, Mary Hannah's, was really good. And we're that defeats the object. We can't use that. It's actually a really good picture of Spider-Man. That doesn't actually work.
That's not what we wanted.
But everybody else's was terrible. So, it was a matter of just choosing which one fit the book better, and this one just fit the best.
Right.
So,
yeah.
It's good.
It's pretty good. So I'm going to NFT the Spider-Man. We'll just do it.
Okay. Let's go for it.
It'd be fun to just put an NFT out there anyway.
So. Yeah, why not? Okay, so you want to talk about what our giveaway is going to be and why
let's talk about it. So let's talk about what we're doing, and then we'll talk about the giveaway, because the giveaway is big. It's actually huge. We're underselling it, I think, at this point, but this is a big giveaway for us. Yeah. So basically what we want to do is we want to create a giveaway, and we'll give this away when we reach 100,000 subs. So we've got 20,000 subs to go, so that you're probably thinking, oh, come on, Bobby. but we've made the prize to justify that. Okay, so like this
Right.
is, we want to have a true celebration when we hit 100K. We would love to get to that. It's something that both me and Kevin like really want to do. It's on our bucket list. We want the little YouTube plaque. I know it's kind of vanity, but like, you know, we're just trying to do that. So we want to thank a lot of the subscribers with a really big giveaway. So we think it's pretty big. Hopefully, I'm not overselling it at this point, but like, you know, I think it's pretty good though.
I would want to win it. Rule number one is also no friends and family of Code of Foundry.
Extremely practical. Like, in other words, like, so whatever, when we give this away, we want to go along with our goal, our stated goal of teaching people how to code. How do you learn? How do you break into a career in tech? So before I give the giveaway away, let's talk about just the tech market in general, Kevin, because I think this is going to help someone break in.
Yeah.
But if you're going to break into tech or break into development, I think this is the year to do it. In spite of everything that's going on, you know, we have wars going on out with Ukraine, and we have like the stock market going down, oil's high, you know, we have inflation running rampant. But what's hot is developer jobs. Like, we're seeing like the unemployment rate in the US for a developer is like 1.7%.
1.7 and trending down. By the way, too. That was
trending down, which means that every single developer has a job. The ones that don't are probably in the midst of transitioning or
I think 1.7 accounts for just sort of like accounts for the anomalies, right? I mean,
I quit.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
It's like, you know, it's like you say, like, I mean, so like if you have skills, you're going to land a job in here. And we were talking about like, and then the developer jobs are also wide and varied. So let's say that you learn how to code, but you're kind of marginal at it. You're not really good. You know,
you don't really understand a lot.
Yeah. And so could you still get a job? Yeah. But then there's other roles where being the hard course of developers doesn't really apply. Like, I know I'm not insulting this, but if you look at QA roles, sometimes those can be a lower barrier to entry. And you're like, I don't want a QA role. QA managers do get paid. They can get paid quite a bit because that's the last step before the site goes out. Then there's project managers, technical leads, dev relations. There's all of these things that surround coding as well. So learning how to code can launch you into those kind of careers as well. In fact, if you're not the strongest developer. So like, I would still say learning to code is like hot. And like, we're trying to find multiple .NET developers today. Right. Have another call with another company later today. And like, they're asking the same thing. I've had a lot of inbounds in the last couple of weeks. Can you take over this website and that? And I've turned some stuff down, but like, because we're so busy. So like, it's very, very high. So I think 2022 could be one of the most hottest years we've seen for the dev market.
I think so. And I think the barrier is kind of always coming down a little bit too. It's like there's just more demand. So the barrier has to be a little bit lower. So things that maybe you've been a problem before aren't so much a problem anymore. So they're not going to look at like some company who needed a degree before. Maybe they're going to be like, do we need that degree? They're going to kind of reassess, or do we need somebody that can code?
The thing that we're seeing increasingly on our side, and this is just us tooting our own horn, but like in general, when we go and we talk to people, hey, do you want to hire bootcamp grads? Say 3 years ago, we were having to really explain what the bootcamp was, and now we don't have to. Like, in other words, like, oh, okay, yeah, we like bootcamp grads, and so like
it's a lot of time repeat customers, isn't it? That's what comes to like you have somebody goes there, they're like, oh, I knew what that guy was capable of, or that lady was capable of. It's like, I'm gonna give us some more. Give us some more. We definitely have people come back who are just like all the time. We have some customers who come back every single cohort and like, let me see what you got.
Yeah, exactly. We just landed 2 guys in the current cohort that have been employed before. It's not even over yet, and so they've got offers contingent upon graduation, that kind of stuff.
We're a month out.
That's happened to us.
4 weeks out.
Yeah, a month out. Yeah, they. So I think that we're excited about that. So we're excited about the prospects for you as a developer. So our prize is centered in and around that. So like, we've probably got some comments coming down. So like, let's before we give that away, like, give us a little more. What are some comments about our thing here? Anything coming up, Kevin?
No, I got a bunch of questions.
Okay, yeah.
Here's some guesses on people what they think it is. Tacos for life. Now, if we could arrange that, maybe. Like,
we would do that if we could, but we can't do that.
That might be a good giveaway for
ours
us.
is actually better than Tacos for Life, I think. You know, like,
I think so.
I mean, you know, how good are Tacos for Life anyway? You know. But if you want to buy some tacos with a super chat, we'll take you up on it. So,
here's a question about your role, actually, before we do that. So, here is .NET roles you're looking for. Are they full stack, or they have JavaScript front end and .NET on the back end?
It is a full stack role. One of the things that they're looking for is .NET MVC and Web API. So there's a lot of Web API on the back end, and then the .NET MVC on the front end. There's also some React thrown in there for certain portions of the site. This is a very large enterprise site, so you can imagine there's a lot of things going on. But the main thing you need to know is full stack .NET with MVC, obviously Entity Framework, and SQL is a must. So anyway, should help.
There you go. Okay, you want to show our price package? So
yeah, let's do it. So when we hit 100,000 subs,
yep.
So send this out. If your mom is on YouTube, get her to sub. Your grandma, maybe your uncles, your aunts. You know.
Here's the cool thing about this too. Before we talk about the price package, there is no purchase necessary. You technically don't even have to subscribe to us. We're gonna have you fill out a form, and you can enter to win. And that's kind of it is technically called a sweepstakes. From a legal perspective, it is a sweepstakes.
But we're not going to give it away until we hit 100,000. So
correct.
It helps you if you do so.
It's kind of tied. But exactly. It's tied to it.
Will it take us 6 years to get there to get the next 20,000? I hope not. So, you know, but you know, hopefully this will drive some engagement with us. So it'd be kind of cool.
Exactly. Okay. So price package. First thing, we're going to give away one of these two things.
One of these two things. So like if you're learning to code or you need a new coding laptop, we're going to go Apple M1 MacBook Air. Or if you want a Windows platform and you're like, hey, I need a Windows platform, you can get a Microsoft Surface laptop. That will be with 16 gigs of RAM on that laptop 4. So like it'll be a nice computer for you to develop on. And then if you just want the new M1, here's a MacBook Air that you can do that. So either one of those and we'll ship it to you.
Yep, the whole package will ship. Yeah.
The whole package. But that's pretty good, Kevin, right? But we added some more to this. Like we added something else to it. So like
we did. So we also thought, why not add a Quest?
You know, and just in case you're trying to break into AR VR, we were going to throw in a Meta Quest 2 as well for that. So like, or if you just need to play some Population 1, you know, you just got to get that game in. You know, so you could probably play that on your MacBook or your Surface laptop, I would imagine, if you want to, Steam or something like that. Probably some games there.
Yep. You don't even need the laptop, by the way, too. You can run them.
Yeah, I know.
But you
don't
need
it, but like you don't even need it.
But if you're doing development, you can dev with.
Yeah, if you want to push it, yeah. So that's kind of cool, right?
That's kind of cool.
But that's not everything. I mean, like we do have to live up to what we say here, and so like let's give them
course as well.
Yeah, so you can get 1 year access to the course as well. So that's a free course. It's $99 a month currently, so that's $1,200 or whatever you want to talk about it. So all that put together is a couple $1,000s of equipment and access to the course. So hopefully that will be a pretty nice giveaway for somebody. Hopefully we can make someone's day, break them into code, get them a job, hand them a laptop. So tell them how they can sign up. So you can go ahead and go sign up right now if you want to.
You can. I'm going to put the link in. Hold on. I'm going to put the link. Where am I going here? I'm going to put the link in chat. Pull it up here.
Yeah, and so we do need your email address. So now listen, I know that you're signing up for stuff. I'm putting that sweet melanator address in there. Just remember, if you win, we got to be able to email you. So like we don't know how to contact you. So like if you do win, you can. We need to know who you are and where you're at. There's a couple of rules there. Unfortunately, we're going to keep this. I know we're probably going to get some hate on this. We're not going to ship this overseas. We're only ship it in the continental United States. So it's going to be a U.S. only based price, and that's just a limitation. They would sometimes shipping a laptop out of country isn't always acceptable, but depending on what you're doing, you can't export it, and then like well,
there's all kinds of battery things, and there's tax issues, and there's all kinds of stuff. So unfortunately, the rules are it has to be continental US, so 50 US states, District of Columbia. So pretty simple thing. All we need, you go to the URL that I put in chat down there. It is actually codeoffoundry.com/giveaway. You go to that link, and we detail the package again here, and your name, email address, and confirm that, and that's it. That's all we need.
Yeah.
And then the plan is, when we hit 100,000, we will obviously randomly draw one of those people. We use a random number generator, and it basically creates a spreadsheet in the background. So whatever line number it gives us, we'll feed in the number, it'll give us a random number, and we will choose the winner that way.
And then we'll email you and make sure we can ship it to you. And then, and then you can tweet out that you want it. It'd be great if you want to.
That would be great.
So that's kind of cool.
That would be great. So codeoffoundry.com/giveaway is the URL. And obviously we'll be tweeting this out too, so you can follow us on Twitter as well. If you didn't get the link here, you can you can go grab it there.
So what's our comments? Do people like our prize? Was it worth the wait?
I don't know.
Hopefully. Let's see.
I hope so.
If anyone thought it was great. Hopefully it's cool.
Let's see. Or Ryoka just said, whoa.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dylan just said fancy.
Fancy.
Does either one run Visual Studio? Yes, it does.
So Rich Raider, you could run. So just to be clear, Mac M1s running Parallels is kind of an issue, okay? But you could run Visual Studio Mac on the M1. Now the Laptop 4, if you're really using this for development, today, that's probably the best choice because Visual Studio runs natively on that if you're going to do .NET. Now, if you're running VS Code or you're doing something else and you're not in our course, you don't care about our course, you're building Python, you're doing something else, then the M1 may be right up your alley. So I think either one will work well. That's why we want to give someone a choice.
Yeah, we didn't want to just pigeonhole you into one of them. We say, if you want a Mac, you can have a Mac. But we're not going to make you have a Mac. You can have a PC too if you want that Surface laptop. Yeah,
but the laptop Surface Book 4 is a laptop, and it's going to have 16 gigs of RAM, so it'll run Visual Studio.
Yep.
An SSD, it'll be fast enough, so it'd be kind of.
So
cool.
Right now, I can see 18 people have filled it out. So you guys at this point have a 1 in 18 shot of winning. That's pretty big.
Man, someone's going to win that thing easily.
So there is one stipulation though too. Don't forget. So whenever we reach 100,000, we want it to be sooner rather than later, of course. So please share it. Like, try and get as many people to subscribe as you can, and we'll give it away when we reach 100,000. That's kind of what we want on our end. That's all we're asking for on our end. Is to when we do that, that's when we'll give it away. The stipulation is, of course, if those laptops change and like the M2 Air comes out or the new Surface 5 comes out, we'll give that too. We'll give the equivalent of whatever like is the latest version of the thing. We're not gonna we don't have them in hand and we're gonna just like ship you this one that's like 6 months down the line, all of a sudden all the technology's gone. We're on a Quest 3 and there's a new Microsoft thing. We're not gonna ship you the old stuff. We're gonna ship you the new stuff.
We get it 2 years later and we send you this broken old laptop. Yeah, I've used it a little bit.
You're like, I'm sorry, the box is kind of dusty. We bought it back then. We thought we'd hit it sooner.
I used it for Destiny. The W key's kind of broken, but it'll work out for you.
Yeah, all of a sudden your keys, the WASD keys are all like worn out.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I had to open it.
Nah, we'll get it new. Whatever's new in this thing, when we do go, we do know this may take several weeks for us to hit 100,000, and we don't expect it to happen this week. But like, if it does happen over the next, but
it's gonna take a minute.
Hey, unless you like move the needle, man, you never know. We could get there real quick. So who knows?
Exactly. Plus, here's the other benefit too. The sooner we get there, for you guys, the less people are in the giveaway. So
that's right.
the longer it's like close, because trust me, we're going to be screaming about this from the hilltops from here on in. Every time we go live here, we're going to mention it. Every time we tweet something, we're going to mention it. So so there is that.
Yeah, it's 1 in 18 chance right now, man. So
let's see, 1 in 20. Just went up. More you guys filled it out. Okay, so we hope
Simon
that's
says he has a Surface laptop and it runs it really well.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. You always want something more. Hey,
Ferrari. Come on, man. We
Toy
Tesla
Ferrari.
here, man. We Tesla. You know.
I don't know. I'd take it. If you
Ferrari
force one on me, I'd definitely take it. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. Yeah, we like to. We do just like to give stuff away too. By the way, we didn't have to do
It's fun for us.
200,000, but it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun to give stuff away to people, and then especially if someone gets it and they're like, "Dude, this is going to help me out a lot."
That's the thing.
Really
we
like
hope that it
that.
is. Yeah, we hope that it does actually help somebody too. That's the thing too.
Yeah.
So,
It's kind of cool.
As everyone's mom starts Hold on. Do we? So, Hinya said, "I've said there's no Fizz Buzz included. Do we even have any Fizz Buzz? I don't think we do.
All right.
Do
Guess what?
we?
I do have a 4-pack of Fizz Buzz.
Do we?
I will throw it in. All right. I think I do. If I don't, then I'll just forget I ever said this. But I'm almost positive I have a 4-pack of Fizz Buzz.
So after this, your job is to go make sure that we have some Fizz Buzz. And if they do, I'm going to update the graphic and everything, and we'll come back and talk about it on Thursday. The Fizz Buzz is included.
I at least have one can of it. Maybe I just give away the one can instead of a 4-pack. But I know I do have one can of it.
Okay.
So
there you go. So maybe we'll add that in there too.
Or I could give you this empty one. So,
no, I don't know about that.
That's kind of cringy. So you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah.
So we'll try to find you some Fizz Buzz. We'll dig it up and send it out to you. So it should be good.
Okay. Cool. Let's do some questions. So yeah. So just when we hit 100,000, we'll give it away whatever date that is. The Sweepstake rules are there too. You can go read those if you need to. Basically, it's just there's nothing. Yeah. It's just legal jargon there.
No purchase necessary. What we have to do.
Yeah,
in the
no
US.
purchase necessary. Fill out the form. Got to be in the US. At the end of the day, obviously, if you win it and you're not in the US, we can't ship it to you.
We're not gonna ship it to you.
We'll just choose somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but
we'd still love if you subscribe.
PO box and get someone to check it for you. I don't know. So
maybe. But here's the thing. Just help your other fellow coders and subscribe, because then you're helping somebody else win it, and we kind of like that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So.
And you help our channel here too, like by supporting us by giving us a sub.
Definitely. And that's kind of what we want out of it. We just want
Yeah.
more people to be here so we can help more people.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
it.
we'll give some more stuff away.
That's it. I want a plaque. We want a plaque. But that's just a vanity.
We do want our YouTube plaque. That'd be nice.
That's just pure vanity on our point.
It is.
Okay, let's do some questions then. Let's all right.
Let's just help some people out today. If you got something burning, just help us out, or if you got a good comment, we'll stick it on here.
There you go. So Herman says, please say anyone uncomfortable in Java. Now I should do web dev in Java, JSP, or Spring. Or shall I learn other tech stacks?
So I'm assuming you're working. So if you're working right now, and you know Java, then Spring is probably the most used stack on that side. If you feel like you need to switch stacks because you want to learn something new or give yourself more opportunities, then the obvious stack going from Java is obviously ASP.NET. That's the language that's going to transition most like what you already know. So ASP.NET with MVC and C# would be good. But if you just want to say, hey, I need a new job and I want to stay with what I know, then the obvious choice there is Spring, Java Spring. So I think that'll serve you the best.
I guess this is also that question that comes up a lot, right? Where it's like, I know ABC technologies, but should I know this other technology over here? And the answer is always kind of the same, isn't it? It's always like, no, go with what you know.
Go with what you know, but if you're seeing like, hey, the Java market's like soft where I'm at, then you can look over to .NET. And I think that the transition from Java to C# is very, very, very easy. The syntax is very similar. You just got to know what the framework does versus what you're getting out of JDK. And then, but knowing Spring MVC would be pretty good to know. I do see a lot of that. So.
Okay. Dakota says, how do you recommend completing the self-paced course lectures, read documentation, walk through, then code, or watch first, read, then code?
I think everyone's going to be different, Dakota, like however you want to do it. You can watch it first, but they're basically built to code along with. So we try to do it and code along with it, but you're definitely going to have to code it. And then there's some documentation you have to read sometimes as well. But in general, code along with the video. So maybe a lot of stop and starting and that kind of thing. But that's how we teach it here in the virtual bootcamp. We're coding along with students and asking questions as they go. So hope that helps. Good luck.
Yep. Your opinion, best framework for backend development?
Yeah, to me, there's only one choice is C#. And so ASP.NET, C#, Web API, specifically under .NET 6. I was seeing a testing scenario the other day, Kevin, and they were looking at .NET 6 performance with Blazor. .NET 7 performance with Blazor was 50% faster. So that just tells you kind of where Microsoft's head is at. And I think David Fowler said it best, where he had to convince management that speed or performance was a feature.
Right.
And they're still delivering on that to this day. So like, I still think at the end of the day, it's going to be the best back-end development platform that you can get. And it's also going to be one of the most in-demand developments you can get. Now, there's a lot of times it's, hey, this is really good, but not many people are using it. So like you could look at things like Rust, but there's just not a whole lot of, it doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean it's not blazingly fast. It just means that if you're trying to break in, look at where the most opportunity is. And I think right now that's ASP.NET and C# for sure.
There you go.
That's my opinion though. You can do Java too if you want, or you can do Node, or there's other things out there.
Everybody has an opinion on this.
Yeah, everyone has stuff.
Let's see. Bogdan says, hello, just had 2 interviews today. Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
I think I aced them. That's good. It's good.
Okay.
When you kind of know when you bomb them, right? So at least you didn't bomb them, because you do kind of have that feeling, right? So I like that you have that feeling that you aced them. That's awesome. What do I choose now? Ease, a lot of time, and I work in, I don't know what that is, or something more challenging. Or my pace, maybe, or something more challenging. Who will pay better regarding opportunities.
So you got 2 interviews, and it sounds like they're 2 different jobs. One's just like seems to be super easy. Another one may be more challenging, but pays better. I can't answer that for you. What I would say is, if you look inside my mind, the way I look at things like that, I'm always going to pick the better pay. Always, that's just how I'm going to do. The more challenging, the better for me. But then there's, hey man, lifestyles. Get it, man. Some people want that easy, sweet 9-to-5 gig, don't push me a whole lot, and you can carve a career out that too. I like solving things. I like always kind of pushing the needle. So like, that's where I'm going to go. But you know, that has led to my life where there was like long work weeks too. So you may not want that. So I don't know. It just, I always pick the better pay, but that's not the answer to everybody.
Right. It could be different too, being that it's your first gig as well. You might
if it's your first,
from the easier.
Break in easy.
Yeah,
you know, and then
you just need the experience at that
else.
point. So getting the experience is going to be better than having a hard time of it potentially.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. The way the pros and the cons. Alberto, Node.js, Django, .NET, Rails, pick your poison. There's no best framework. They will get you to lose your mind at some point.
Yeah, I would say Node.js, Django, .NET, yes. Rails, no. If you want to look at like open positions right now, do they all work? Yeah. Do they all build stuff? Yeah. But
Rails has definitely seen a bigger decline, hasn't it? And a
so like
one too.
And so here's what I say, Alberto. When you're speaking from a level of expertise, so like in other words, like I already have my job carved out, I've already done these things, then yeah, you can pick your own poison. When you haven't had a job ever as a developer and you got to learn one thing, you got to pick the thing that's most in demand. So Node.js, yes, way in demand. To Django, lower in demand. .NET, way in demand. So if I had to pick 2 out of the 4, I'm hitting Node.js and I'm hitting .NET at this point, because that gives me the most opportunity to break in. Now, once you're already coding, Alberta, like you are, you know, you're sitting there on top of the mountaintop, it's hard to like tell people, because I see this advice all the time. We're like, hey, they're just tools. There's no reason to fight over them. I'm not fighting over them. You asked me to pick one, I got to pick one. And that's what I think the most learn to code market people do is they pick all 4 of those things. So if you tell it doesn't matter, then the learn to code person goes, okay, I need to learn all 4 of these.
Right.
You know, just in case, like I need to know all 4 of these. And so they end up like 2 years of learning 4 things not very well, and they don't break in. And so what we have to do is pick one stack that builds the thing that you want to build. So if I'm building web, .NET is great. Node.js is great. I'm building mobile. Okay, that's different. Now I'm looking at Flutter, React Native, and potentially .NET MAUI or Xamarin. Okay, if I'm picking, you know, like data science, well, obviously that's going to be something like Python. So once you know what you want to build, then you can pick the appropriate stack. And what do you tell every single person is pick one. That's why I'm a little bit opinionated about the advice I offer, because I want you to break in. Then once you break in, yeah, go learn Node or go learn the Django if that floats your boat. You know, it doesn't really matter. Or if you find I really want to look at Rails, okay, go ahead and do that. None of them are bad. It's just that I think .NET gives you the most opportunity to break in right now as a first-time job holder, you know. But yeah, you're going to learn a lot of things. I've learned a ton of things in my career, stuff that doesn't exist now, and I continue.
I think that's what's confusing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet the other day, and it was somebody who had said along the lines of, and I'm sort of paraphrasing here, but I've learned technology. It was like, I've learned JavaScript, I've learned Java, I've learned .NET, I've learned, and it was like this list of like 9, right, technologies, right? And I was like, and then the next line, I was like, wow, that's a lot. And the next line was, but I haven't built any projects. What kind of project should I build? And I was like,
so did you really learn
have you even
it
learned them?
Point? Yeah, you haven't.
You think you've kind of academically learned them? Yeah, like, if you read, you mean you've read a book? Like, that's not the same thing. And I was like, but that confusion comes about when a senior person says, oh, that same statement where they say, oh, I know all these languages.
Yeah.
But they don't know the full history of that comment. They may just say, oh, I know these 9 languages. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, and then a newcomer coming in thinks, I also need to know that amount to get a job. Yeah. And it's just not true. So, it's a different set of rules.
And when I tell mids to seniors too, when they're looking for roles, they call me and ask for advice. I'm like, man, you can put the ABC alphabet soup of all the skills you have. Okay, that's fine. Make a skill section. But dude, if you don't want to work in Python, make sure that you describe the things that you're currently looking for to work in. So if you're not accepting a Python role, it's like, hey, I've been there, I've done that. It's not what I want to do. What I really want to do is this. Then that's got to be on a separate line altogether. Yeah. And so, you know, with Alberta's comments, like pick your poison. I think if I had to pick those 4 from those 4, I'm picking .NET because I think there's more opportunities out there. My close second would be Node because I know that there's a huge market for JavaScript skills. But I've also got to pick up some other things when we say that, which is like some kind of database, probably React on the front end or something like that. Whereas .NET's more all-inclusive, like, you know, it has its own frameworks and everything.
It is. So I noticed with Node, like, you've got to pick up Express. You got to pick up, like, Mongo is the usual one you pick up, or NoSQL database. You can use SQL, but any kind of database, but Mongo being the
React
one that it always
or
pushes
Angular or something like that.
You always end up picking a front-end framework with it too. Yeah, it's like the technology stack ends up being quite deep. Or maybe just broad. I guess there's just a lot of different technologies you've got to pick up
to kind of cobble together a full stack app. So like, you know, but you don't learn any of that if you want to build mobile. So like, you learn something different. So
right.
Hope that helps.
Okay.
Now that we've offended lots of people and we
never mean to do that. Let's see. Eric says, would you consider someone for the job? Would you consider someone relocating to Charlotte and commuting?
Just let's talk and just see what you want to do. The commute from Charlotte to Winston would be long.
It's not that bad. I mean, it's about an hour. It's about an hour. So it's about an hour and it's about an hour and 20 from downtown. It depends on which side of Charlotte you're in, by the way. Downtown Charlotte to Kernersville here is about an hour and 20 because my wife does it. It's about an hour and 20.
And this will be in Winston, so
it's about an hour.
It's a little bit closer.
It's about an hour, maybe just over an hour.
So, you can probably commute it. You know, love to talk to you, Eric. Just so once the just apply in Discord or something like that, and let's let's get your resume and stuff like that and see what's.
Yeah, once I got the Discord
something
thing
you're
up,
interested in.
it's working.
Yep.
You guys will be able to see.
Yeah, hopefully that helps. If not, follow me on Twitter, and I'll make sure that the link, the job link, goes out as well. Yeah. They're just crafting it this morning. We just found out this morning. We just happened to be live exactly when we found out, so they're doing that right now.
Oh, and this is multiple positions, by the way, too. This is not a singular
it's multiple
position.
people.
So
yeah, it's multiple people.
So that's
it's a good opportunity, I think.
Yep. And the company is cool. It is an interesting place.
Yeah.
So Santosh wants to know what is Docker and how is it used?
Docker's a company. So like and a technology. So like it's the name of the technology, containers. And so like what we do, containers allows us to create the operating system as a shippable component. So basically it removes the thing, hey, this worked on my machine type scenarios where you can deploy to a container, and that container can be exactly the same as it is in your environment. In production,
so that means you can
QA,
put it on different kinds of server OSs, right? Essentially.
Right, exactly. That container runs on a different OS, but it may be running. The biggest thing is like, let's say you're running ISS and Windows Server, and then you want to ship that to a Linux host, and that container can operate and run virtually inside of that Linux host. But the other issue is that now that the config settings are all exactly the same. So I'm not configuring a bunch of, like if I have a farm of servers and I've got like 10 of these things, I'm not like having different settings in each one. The container also removes that complexity where I can just ship it like that, like as a container, as a block. So that's kind of how it's used. That you get your settings correctly and you can just ship the settings file basically around, and it runs inside that little VM virtual machine.
I think that's the thing, just knowing that the container is a good word for it, because it's put in like this block, and then you put this block on the server or whatever. It makes sense, right? This container.
The container executes,
Yeah. Jose here just loves how you're positive and says you're right. Okay. It might be tough responsibility to make yourself better, in a form of doing that is bettering yourself and skills. Yep.
Oh, thanks, Jose. Yeah.
There you go.
I try to be, that's one of my things in life, is to be positive. I try to be positive. I do have bad days just like everyone else, but Kevin's with me more than most, so I try to be positive.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd say you're very rarely negative.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't think of the last time. Jandri said, any chance you can explain an error? Oh, a very specific error, look. A null reference exception. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Apparently is a common newbie problem.
Yeah, just put that in Discord, and I'll get one of the guys to answer your question.
There's no one real answer to that, right?
No, not really. But like, so you have an object, and the object is null. So an object comes from a class. And so, look, and when we say we have a class, we say new class, that creates an object.
Right.
And then if you reference that object somewhere in code and it hasn't been instantiated, you'll get null object reference. So the thing that you try to read a property from or get a value out of is null, which means it hasn't been sent to an instance. So the variable name can be declared. So you can say, my variable name is my class as of type class equals, and then you have to usually put a new statement on it. But a lot of times you can just declare that variable and it's null. Or if you're passing it around and somehow you passed a null value in, something like that. So
there you go. Maybe that sends you down a little bit of the path to try and find it.
Yeah.
Maybe your so I guess the answer to that is your instance of that object isn't instantiated, right?
You haven't instantiated, so therefore it's not an object. It's just null.
Okay.
You think it is, but
I see something between .NET 5 and 6 where that's an issue, or am I thinking of something else?
So what they're saying now, they have null warnings in .NET 6 that come up all the time, and you can turn them off or turn them on, whatever you want. It gives you warnings like, hey, you know, make sure this is.
Oh, okay. So it's trying to like preempt this error coming up.
Problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
The compiler ahead of time is telling you that this could be null.
Okay, cool. There you go. So maybe that sends you down the right path, Jandri. If not, if you're not on the Discord server, join the Discord server and post it in there. There's a help section in there, and we'll get somebody looking.
Yep.
I have an opinion on this one, but Mikey says a lot of people use web designer and web developer interchanging. Can you explain the difference with an example of both?
I think in general, web designer would be a front end designer. You're looking at UI, UX, usability, and the user interface.
I mean, you're kind of stopping at HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? When you hit JavaScript front end, you're kind of that's where you're kind of stopping as a designer.
The moment you're having to implement React or different things, a form or whatever, you're using ASP.NET Razor Pages, or the moment you're doing that, you start to come into the developer side, which I'm writing maybe JavaScript to interact with the DOM elements, or I'm writing some back-end code to send data from the database to the view, those kind of stuff. But designers typically are just look and feel type people, and developers are writing functionality. Hope that helps, Mikey.
You might also find too that some web designer jobs may not actually even use, thinking about it, may not even actually use those even front-end technologies. They may just be purely mocking it up, right? They could be Photoshopping stuff or whatever, or like Figma or whatever.
Using Figma,
I think Figma now is like, when you see somebody who uses Figma heavily and designs in there, that is a web designer, right?
Right.
But you do have to know some, like,
I saw a tweet today stuff, but, that you should be shot if you're using Photoshop to mark up your pages. Use Figma instead. I'm like, I know Photoshop isn't made to do that, but I'm like, come on, like, I mean, like, you're doing the same thing.
Depends what you're doing it for, doesn't it? Yeah, it depends what you're doing it for.
It's just a different tool. I mean, like, you know, like, you can say out. I mean, Figma has better tools for this. Probably does a better job. So, like, I understand what they're saying. Don't send me don't send me a JPEG and tell me to carve it up. You know, like, you know.
Right. So. But if you're just doing it for yourself and you're just figuring out what something looks like, I don't care what tool you use. It doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
Even if you're using it internally just to get a concept across, like, one might work better if you need interactivity. Figma might work better. But if you're just looking at something static and you're like, does this work? Does this color scheme work? Then Photoshop works.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't, like, you know, I think it's fine. Okay, add some more. Here you go. Chaz says, taco equals new taco. There you go.
Yes.
That's exactly what we're talking about. That's cool.
New taco.
Okay, that one. Let's talk about this from Thomas. So after the last video with JS going away being controversial, we always try and be controversial about JavaScript going away. I think it's funny. What would I learn for the coming WebAssembly in its place, or stick to learning JavaScript and get good until then?
I think right now, today, learn JavaScript. I mean, today is coming. The thing that you want to do if you already know JavaScript is look at what we're saying specifically is probably look at Blazor, because we see that coming down the pipe. That is the farthest along implementation of WASM right now. Is there some stuff for Rust out there? Yes. Is there some stuff for C++? Yes. It's way more or less accessible at this point. Like, you know, there's not a lot of tooling in and around that. Whereas Blazor has a lot of tooling in and around that, and it makes building line of business apps really, really cool. Now, what I have seen is there's some other things that's very exciting inside of the WASM space where people are now putting the database into WASM, which is kind of cool, where you can access the database from internally and inside of Blazor, which can make things really fast. So it's kind of cool. So kind of like the way that we use SQLite for mobile as a intermediate between like an API or whatever, and you hold state inside of SQLite. There, you can do the similar thing now inside of WASM. That's not just related to Blazor. You can do it with any implementation of WASM. So a lot of things coming down the pipe that I think people are falling asleep on, like WebAssembly is going to change a lot of things and how things operate, how things could work, the capabilities, the speed, all of those things. And that's why we're saying, hey, if you're a web dev right now, you probably need to look into this. But if you want to learn something now to get a job the next 3 months, yeah, obviously JavaScript's what you got to know. It's one of the things you need to know.
Yep. And that applies just in general too. You need to learn like what's going to be right now if you're trying to break in, right?
Right
like,
now.
When you're there, you can start looking at things that are like coming down the pipe. That's like that's what you should be doing.
So part of what we talk about is things that are coming. So I'm really big on this screen shift. I'm really big on seeing opportunities in the marketplace. In order to really capitalize on those opportunities, you got to do it before it becomes mainstream. So like, like you can really capitalize on that right now in Blazor if you roll something out, or if you're into AR VR stuff, that's where you could really capitalize on. Is there risk in doing that? Yeah. But if you don't have a job in dev right now, learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript with a server-side language like C# or Java. I think that's what you need to know.
Okay,
all right, cool.
For those just showing up, just a reminder, we are doing a giveaway.
Yeah, we're giving away an Apple M1 or a Surface Book laptop for a Quest and 1 year access to Coder Foundry.
And the link to do that is in the chat. It is coderfoundry.com/giveaway. And it is a sweepstakes giveaway. So you just got to give us your name and email address, and that's it. If you win,
as soon as we reach 100,000 subs, we will give it away. So it gives people some time to enter. You don't have to be doing here today.
Gives you plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
We think. We'd like to get there quick,
not.
but we think it's going to take a minute. So that's okay.
Take a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do another.
So sub the channel up. Talk to your mom, your uncle, your dog. Get them to sub too.
Everyone's dog has a YouTube.
Hey, they got IG accounts for dogs, so hey.
So why not? Best UI framework with React. You're not a React guy, though, right?
So I'm assuming that you're talking about UI framework. I'm assuming you're talking about CSS framework. I think right now, I think
so. Hold on, because React is a framework, right?
It's a binding framework that builds out your UIs. But if you're talking about CSS framework, which I think you are, right now we like Bootstrap. That's what we like. It's running 80% of the sites out there. I think it's the best to learn right now, and I think it's really, really powerful and works great. Could you learn Tailwind? You could. But if you're asking me to pick one, I'm picking Bootstrap right now. So kind of cool.
There we go. A few people just entering.
Hoping I win. Lunchbox Blazers. What a name.
Lunchbox I read it as Blazers too to start off with. Lunchbox Lasers. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you, David. Thanks a lot, man.
Wow. David, that's our biggest super chat ever.
That's ever, man. You're the world record super chatter. All right. Thanks, David. Let's see what did you say here?
Let me pull it back up.
We can buy tacos for a couple weeks now.
Thanks how guys stepped up position yesterday. I want to thank you, Tom, for your help. The helping information give us priceless. Yes, that's awesome, David. That is super good.
Good luck in the new position.
I love it. I love it. Those are my best comments. I say this all the time. I know I say this all the time. But when people come here and they're like, I took your advice, whatever, and I start tomorrow or whatever. It's like that's just the best.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. Clara just said she got here, so yeah, you got to go into the giveaway, Clara. Coderfoundry.com/giveaway. It is only US, yes. Martha's, unfortunately, we
have to get a PO box in out of Canada. So like maybe something on the across the border a little bit.
It's too much of a pain to do globally, unfortunately. So we are limited to US.
Shipping laptops globally is a problem. So it's just a problem.
Yep.
For us anyway.
Well, the record was 1 million. Funny, super chat never came in. I don't
never did.
It never came in. Never came in. So I don't know. I mean, do you owe us that? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Is that a binding contract of some kind?
With the 6-week callback joke. That's hilarious. Like he remembers everything, man. Like got to be around for a minute to get that one.
Definitely.
So
definitely. So hey, David, again, super congratulations. Everyone should
thank you.
Should give David a giant congratulations in the chat. I love it.
Yeah.
Come back anytime and tell us how it's going. Tell us when you're a month in or a week in or whatever. Come back and share with everybody else as to what you're doing and how it's going. We would love to see you back. Definitely. See, look. They claim they never got it.
The taxes.
I don't know. It never hit our bank account. That's all I'm saying. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's take a couple more.
Take a couple guys. It's funny.
Your opinion on quantum computer programming language, the Q language.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think it's cool, but it's probably something I haven't ever looked at. super niche. And maybe that's, I don't want to say never, like it's beyond me, but like maybe it is. Like maybe that's something that I don't know. I'd have to really look into it. I probably could figure it out, but like it sounds, it sounds complicated. Really,
I think it's cutting edge stuff, is what it is.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
But you need quantum computers, and that's kind of things. So like, how useful is it? I don't know. I mean, like, but
I think there's a lot of stuff in that cutting edge stuff that's like, it is very interesting. But if you're looking at it from an academic perspective, I think it's fascinating. If you're looking at it from I'm going to get a job there perspective, chances are it might not be the case. You might need a doctorate or like, your PhD or like, your master's minimum.
A super use case for that, like I don't know, man. What
it seems like it's very academic, is what I'm saying. So yeah, when I looked at it last, I was like, wow, okay, it's interesting. I find it fascinating, but it's a very academic pursuit. Not saying you can't get a job in it, but chances are they're hiring masters and PhD level people to, they're writing dissertations on computing.
Right. And so Microsoft will probably release Q# eventually, but who knows?
Probably. Exactly. Exactly. Maybe it's 2023. That's the thing for next year.
Yeah.
My Day Life, he wants to know, any plans for collaboration with other tech YouTubers, part of the 80 subscribers? Not as part of that, but we're always open to collaborations with people.
Yeah, sure. if you have a channel and talk to us, we've
had plenty of other YouTubers on here. We love we've got Alex Tech Rally on here a bunch. We love Alex. Who else on Coding Phase?
Joe.
We love Joe. Joe's welcome anytime. Joe can just show up.
Yeah, show up anytime.
Anytime. We've actually been doing what we did last Friday, which worked out super well, was we did our second Twitter Space, and we're gonna do another one on this Friday again. It was super good. We had a couple hundred people there. Alex was there. Danny Thompson was there. Who else was there? Elliot was there from my morning Twitter Space, which was super good. Bobby and I were there. It was great. It was good stuff. A couple of other people were there too. I can't remember now.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll talk about the giveaway there too. It's like on our space on Friday.
Definitely. Yeah, so we'll do that again this Friday at 3. So yeah, that gives us, doing that on the Twitter Space is definitely an easier way for us to collaborate with other kind of creators and developers too. It's because it's easier to do. Everybody can jump in.
Yeah, you don't need a mic, a camera, and all that kind of stuff, to get set up for YouTube.
Exactly. You do it on your phone, and it's kind of a
little
bit more relaxed. And the other thing is, everybody else can show up too. So anybody can show up, and like you can request to speak, and you can come chat, and you can ask your question. Or if you have some expertise in an area, you can give your opinion on the thing. I think it's great. I think it's really good. They're super interesting. If you haven't been on the Twitter Space before, you can definitely go check them out. You do have to do it on a phone, though. There is a desktop experience, but it's listen only. So if you join the desktop experience, you can't talk still. But you got to do it on a phone, and it's good. It's fun. It's fun. You get to talk with a lot of you guys. So I've been doing that.
Well, if you didn't know, go ahead and subscribe for our big giveaway. Kevin's got it in chat there.
I do. Let me throw it in chat again.
Throw it in chat again.
Just so that it's there. So again, when we hit 100k subscribers on YouTube, we will give this package away. Just to clarify again, for those that weren't here at the beginning, if it takes a minute to get there and this technology updates, we're not going to give you an old MacBook or an old Surface laptop or an old Quest. If Quest 3 comes out, we'll give you a Quest 3. It's going to be the latest tech. So we do promise that much. And not a dusty old Intel MacBook Air from 2008. So there is that. I wasn't showing it. Actually, hold on, there we go. So that was the prize package.
There it is. Apple One M MacBook Air, maybe a Surface laptop if that's your jam, an Oculus Quest, and then 1 year
Can't call it
access.
Oculus anymore. They've killed that name now.
Meta.
Sadly.
I know, Oculus is a better name.
This is such a good name. Why they got rid of that, I have no idea. They should have just called it
the
Meta Oculus. Exactly.
Yeah. But then Coder Foundry, you can come to Coder Foundry for 1 year for free. So that's kind of cool.
That is the package.
Hope that helps someone break in. They get a job. They get a software job. So hopefully that'll help out.
I hope not. It'll be the equivalent of it if that's the case.
Yeah, exactly.
The total package is worth about $2,000. So that's accounting
Somewhere
for
in that range.
the laptop, the headset, and the year access. So that's the plan. And it is unfortunately US only, continental US only, 50 states and DC. So we do have to limit that. Okay.
Yeah, we just can't ship it out. Like, it's hard for us to ship it out.
Yep.
All right. So.
Yep. Terry says, any platforms you recommend for remote developer jobs? I'm developing my bug tracker, but jobs are hard to find in my country.
Hey, understand that. So you can go to Indeed and hit remote only jobs through Indeed, and you can just search for those only. And then make sure that if you do get an interview, talk about your time zone differences, how you're going to overcome that. You've got to help them know what you're going to do to accommodate them if you're, like, say, a 12-hour time difference or something like that, depending on where you're at. But you definitely go to Indeed.com and hit remote only.
Yep. Okay, we're a little bit after, so let's wrap it up here. I just want to say a giant thank you to David up here.
David Vargas on that leaderboard there, baby. I like it. You know, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot for the $100. We'll go eat some tacos today. Hopefully, you guys can keep subscribing, and let's give away that laptop. You know, even if, say that you're well off, you know, maybe you would push it out so someone else can win it too. You know, maybe it doesn't interest you, but, like, hey, fair enough. Just subscribe. Maybe he's going to win. I don't know.
There you go. And hey, look, do this too, look. International sub wins. Let me get the devices. we don't care how you guys figure that out. If somebody wins it and they want to do that whatever, we'll just give us a US address.
Once we have to ship it somewhere to the US, and if you want to get on a plane and check a PO box or something, you know, I don't know.
You guys want to come eat tacos with them, pick it up in person, that works too.
Yeah, come to Kernersville and come and grab it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we could totally do a pickup in Kernersville. That will work.
Yeah, exactly. We could do that too.
Okay, cool. So we'll be back on Thursday, and we'll do this again.
Be back on Thursday. Good luck and keep coding. See you later.